Shri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Today I am going to discuss the topic is nature is the best medicine. After the prayer. Gurave sarvalokanam vishaje bhavaroginam nidhaye sarvavidyanam dakshinamurtaye namaha. In a world where everybody is on a fast pace, trying very hard for become successful, it becomes extremely difficult to manage everything at once. Apart from this, success race, taking care of one's family, maintaining relationships, and above all taking care of oneself too are vital priorities. How far can you go if you yourself are unwell? Success is dependent on you and not the other way around. If you are fit, healthy, and mentally stable, then you can achieve whatever you want in life without any hiccups of bad health. Moreover, it is also very important to take care of yourself at every stage of life so that you can take care of others around you who really matter. In today's world, people are resorting to unhealthy living. We skip meals, avoid working out, go sleepless, work with stress, etc., resulting lot of problems for our body and making it weak. Now, what is the remedy? Naturopathy. It is one such a way to relax you, not just physically but mentally as well. As the name suggests, it uses the natural method and technique to help you stay fit and healthy. It uses nature to heal your body, and there cannot be any another better way, isn't it? Our body over a period of time gets filled with a lot of toxins and other things which causes a different kind of diseases and health problems. It is most important to prevent and eliminate those toxins so that you remain healthy. Naturopathy uses nature, and what does nature consist of? Yes, you got it right. The 5 elements: earth, water, air, fire, and ether. These 5 elements are used in the best possible way to heal your body and make you fit. There is no use of external medication required in order to keep you healthy. The 5 elements and the treatments based on them are: earth. Using the soil effectively is very important since it has a lot of benefits which are normally not known to a layman. A mud bath and even mud pack help in rejuvenating your body totally. Water. You might be relieved thinking that you bath every day. So you are using water efficiently in order to keep yourself healthy. But there are multiple usages of water like compressions, jets, immersions, and packs. Now, air. The air we breathe in helps in the functioning of our body. Without air, a human body cannot survive. But to enhance the usage of air, it is important to learn breathing exercises, indulge in outdoor walking, and even open air baths. Fire. Okay, wait. We are not practically asking you to jump into the fire. There are various forms can be used effectively, like sun bath, thermolium bath, magnetized water, sky, and last but not the least, sky. It can be primarily used for fasting therapies. Now, let us start with mud therapy. Earth soil can be primarily used for fasting therapies. Now we are going mud therapy. Earth soil can be very effective in preventing diseases and keeping you healthy all the time. There are a lot of minerals present in the soil which are beneficial for the health. It has the capacity to hold moisture as well as it cools the body part on which it is applied. It helps in improving blood circulation and relaxes the muscles, improves the digestive activity, helps in bringing down blood pressure, and also nourishes the skin. Hydrotherapy. This therapy uses water for therapeutic purposes. It was used a lot in primitive times. Water is great for healing purposes. It can be used at different temperatures. The temperature is dependent on the desired effect. Water is used both internally and externally. It helps in maintaining the hydration of body, proper secretion, improving skin condition, and also improves the flexibility of joints. Acupressure. This is a widely used technique today to relieve a lot of problems of the body. It basically uses pressure at specific points of the body in order to relax your nerves and also releases blockages. If the blood is flowing smoothly in your body, then there will be no problems. It is used for both preventive and curative purposes. Acupuncture. This is a Chinese method of healing. It uses fine needles which are interested at specific points of the body. These needles do not hurt and are extremely effective in stimulating energy flow throughout the body. It helps specifically in a migraine, asthma, and different kinds of allergies as well. Next, nature's medicinal marvels. Exentide, a synthetic version of a compound found in the saliva of the Gila monster, is an injected treatment used by as many as 2 million people with type of 2 diabetes. In 2014, Exenatide products generated sales of US $767. Not only that, but exenatide has also been shown to have potential in the treatment of Parkinson's disease. These two examples illustrates how significantly compounds sourced from nature can benefit public health. But they also tell a deeper story of how we fail to protect nature up until failing recently. Practical paclitaxel had to be isolated from the bark of wild Pacific yew trees, which meant stripping the bark and killing these rare and slow growing trees. The cost of environmental destruction. When it comes to discovering medicinal products found in nature, we have barely scratched the surface. With every habitat that falls to the chainsaw or disappears under the plow or concrete, we impoverish nature and deprive ourselves of potential medicines. Whole King Nature's potential. Meganin was the first antimicrobial protein discovered in an organism. Is isolated from the skin secretions of the African claved frog. The discovery stems from the observation that surgical wounds on those frogs rarely I became infected despite non-sterile procedures and conditions. Efforts to commercialize this molecule were mired in difficulties, and today, despite the promise of potentially transformation drug to treat infections, no Meganin products are available. Natural products give us a compelling angle for the protection of overlooked species and their habitats. But we need an ethical and transparent approach for developing them. To extent, this is the goal of the Convention on Biological Diversity. Next. And the Nagoya Protocol, international agreements on sharing the benefits derived from the biodiversity fairly. Nature is a public library of information waiting to be accessed. The science, technology, and political will to be read. This library is being ignored while destruction continues and conspires. Your horde results that have been harassed from nature for profit. We are destroying the forest library waste to feel better isn't made in a factory or bottled in a jar. It does not cost money or requirement of subscriptions and insurance to acquire. We know, and science confirms just how good nation is for us. We have felt first hand the large impact just as a little bit of green grain. space can have on our mood and outlook. Nature has unique power to quietly incite awe, serenity, and inspiration. And as people are spending more and more time to indoors, and you can come out in front of source screens, numerous studies and are revealing just how important nature is for our mental and physical well-being. It's no surprise that nature has many uses of beneficiaries our bodies. Studies show that exercising in green spaces had more health benefits than uh, indoor exercise. It can help with healing as hospital patients exposed to nature actually experienced quicker recoveries. Spending time in nature can even be a predictor of longevity. Even less surprising are the rewards of nature to our minds. Studies have shown that just 5 minutes of activity in natural areas improve people's self-esteem and mood. Other findings revealed that people living in closer proximity to green space had reduced symptoms of anxiety and depression, and that spending time in nature decreased symptoms of uh, dementia in individuals with Alzheimer's. These are just a few examples of mystical ways nature boosts our mental and physical health. On this earth day, nature is my medicine. Look deep and into the nature, and then you will understand everything better. Some days that reassurance is all it takes and make things better. Indeed, after a bad shift of 12 hours in the emergency department, all I ever want to do is go outside. It does not matter what time of the day or night my shift ends. Just coming out of this sanctuary institutional building, we will find relief. Taking a deep breath, the minute I walk outside into the real world takes me away from any pain or suffering that I may have encountered, and I can sense the release of stress and tension, lift away and yield clarity. A vigorous walk will do more good for an unhappy but otherwise healthy adult than all the medicine or psychology in the world. Nature is a healthy healer disease. We know that these moments are necessary for health, so how do we encourage our patients to take part in the great outdoors? One thing is to change the venue. I personally had to change the perception that I had to run 5 miles in order to be healthy. Now I look for other Venus to encourage health. The earth is our mother and our healer. Without her, lost would be the countless cures. Indeed, many have yet to be discovered, but we punish and exploit it as we clearly do not see the impact on civilized world has on her. So how can we make an impact, and what simple things can we do, or ask our patients to do? Turn off the lights every time you leave the room. Unplug devices and turn off electronics which are not issue by locally knowing produce. Try carpooling or public transport instead of driving. Use the reusable shopping bags for fix leaky taps and turn off water when not using it. Switch from disposable to reduce, recycle, and be careful towards taking importance to the body. Find a way to plant a tree in your neighborhood. Upgrade your appliances to energy effective ones. And learn more about climate change. Advocate for our earth. Is it such a problematic one? It's a people attend a farmers market, supports earth moves around, but for the earth does not belong to us, we belong to the earth. And remember, any time in the outdoor unit where we are all experiencing the beauty of nature and its glory is time well spent. Today, many other compounds taken from nature's medicine cabinet are showing a promise, and with the thousands of species as yet untapped for the chemical portions, it's tempting to compare bioprogress and to the proverbial kids in a candy store. But in fact, those sweet rewards sometimes come to resemblance, might sometimes come to tremendous cost. Researchers are increasingly finding themselves to ads with traditional healers in many parts of the world who have long made use of the plants and the animals to treat various ailments, and with nature herself, who does not typically part with anything without ecological consequences, that there is a need for new drugs to combat AIDS, Alzheimer's, and other ailments, however, goes without saving. In addition, researchers that there is a need for new drugs to combat AIDS, Alzheimer's, and other ailments, however, goes without saying. In addition, researchers are under mounting pressure to find compounds as to replace those that have become less effective, with bacterial resistance on the rise. For this nice description, we can understand that have become less effective, with bacterial resistance on the on the rise. For example, the world desperately needs no antibiotics. So the same holds true for cancer drugs, which can lose their potency in a patient over time. And Navata may still buy such thing life-saving complete. Finding the needle in a haystack. With about 10 million species inhabiting the earth, how do scientists determine which ones certain potential panaceas? In many cases, they are screening randomly, a process that yields an average one useful drug for every 20,000 samples analyzed. But other researchers employ a different strategy, consulting indigenous people when possible. According to conservation, international studies have shown that plants identifiable by local are in fact up to 60% more likely to have uh, pharmaceutical potential from than their randomly collected counterparts. Recently, plants and sensible are slow moving on. Sensible or slow moving marine invertebrates such as sponges, corals, and sea slugs have attracted particular attention because for the organizations running away from a predator is not an option. Instead of have a chemical differences or defenses, and with a little tweaking, the potent toxins they produce as well as those manufactured by certain poisonous snakes, frogs, and land invertebrates can actually save lives. Of course, targeting a promising compound is only the first step. The second step, you will sit on the surface level. Resource for the compound has to be established. This task poses an enormous barrier because these compounds often come from rare or slow growing organisms are found according to the in minute quantum aspend the source organisms insufficient. Amounts may be unrealistic. To address this problem, researchers usually try to make a synthetic preservative by prospecting or biopiracy. In addition to the difficulties posed by the reason that parts and pharmaceutical companies hunting for natural miracle drugs face critical ethical dilemmas and Brazil, for example, officials have expressed concern over the possibility that scientific demand for plant samples has led to plant smuggling and indigenous crows around the world worry that in the race to patent nature's $1 million molecular northern. Other efforts to ensure these often poor rations benefit from visits. You kill the 20 more than kgs of bioprospectors have had happier outcomes. In South America's Suriname, and PG is completing his things. Instead, Bristol Science and Conservatives Botanical Gardens, the Virginia Ploy Veterinary Technique Institute, and Conservation International helped to establish a 4 million acre reserve. Conservation interventions also been active in helping the government of Madagascar and Indonesia to develop policies aimed at maintaining national sovereignty and their biological resources. One of the reasons nature is to be beneficial is that all it has to feel more present in our own bodies. We tend to experience nature with our senses, drinking and seeing sight, sound, smell, feeling the earth on our feet and the breeze on our face. Last breath outside, the opposite side comes air, so it is tolerable. There are rare, beautiful here experiences which are more sensory. For example, if we see a flower, we may take in its beauty and smell. This is a different from a stage down excess of your nature in which we are more caught up in our hands. For example, we may try to name or label the flower, the other experience it with our senses. When start taking breath, feel more connection with the present moment, which is an important aspect of the mindset and mindfulness. Shrikanta Kalyanande Sarvesha Purve Rasa Mangalam.